Good evening. Here is the news at 6. First, the highlights. Lagos State Government provides assistive devices, essential resources to persons with disabilities. INEC suspends rerun elections in 20 polling units across 3 states. On the Farrington, Ghana enforces a carbon emission levy amid mixed reactions. And in Sport Premier League, congratulates Super Eagles players on reaching 2023 AFCON semi-finals. Now the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. The Lagos State Government has provided assistive devices and essential resources for people with disabilities, PWDs, to aid their activities in the society as well as advancing their course in life. Commissioner for Youth and Social Development, Obalajo Gwilende, made the presentation at a program to commemorate the International Disability Day celebration with the theme United in Action to Rescue and Achieve the SDGs for with and by persons with disabilities, as well as the World Braille Day. According to Gwilende, the program organized by Lagos State Office for Disability Affairs, LASODA, was in line with Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration's Themes Plus agenda, which included social inclusion to make life easier for PWDs as the government runs an open door policy.
In our Themes Plus agenda, social inclusion, gender equality, and youth engagement, when we look in this all of that is already put in our Themes Plus agenda.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Oluwatoyin Okeosoyintolu, said the celebration, which also featured awards presentation, was aimed at creating awareness on the plight of PWDs, give them more attention in tandem with Governor Sanwo-Olu administration's commitment to ensuring that no one is left behind. In her welcome address, General Manager of LASODA, Adenike Oyetunde Lawal, who noted that the assistive devices would enable people with disabilities participate in society affairs, urged parents, neighbors, caregivers, and religious organizations to support the Lagos State Government.
At this juncture, I will reiterate the mission of LASODA, which is to provide a platform of transformative solutions for inclusive development, opportunities, accessibility, and social justice that will integrate PWDs into society, as well as the vision, which is to achieve an inclusive city.
Guest speaker at the event, Crystal Chibu, who commended Lagos State Government for its effort on PWD, urged government to create more employment opportunities for them, ensure easy access to infrastructure and technologies, as well as provide inclusive education for all.
What we need to do going forward is to consistently ensure that we create awareness. Then the general public will accept us. Then the government will do the things that they need to do. Then our children will have access to education. Then we will have a government that keeps supporting us to provide support services.
The event was attended by stakeholders representing different clusters. Lagos State Government has announced that traffic will be diverted on Kodeso Bridge for maintenance work from tomorrow, Sunday, 4th of February, to Monday, 4th of March, 2024. Due to the aforementioned development, Kodeso Bridge will not be open to vehicular movement during the maintenance work. All other access roads from Awolowo Way and Oba Akran inward and outward will be open to motorists, as only the bridge will be closed. The Commissioner for Transportation, Oluwaseun Oshiemi, assured that the traffic management personnel will be deployed to the affected route to minimize inconveniences and improve traffic flow. Young Nigerians who aspire leadership positions have been urged not to confuse politics with occupation, as politics is a vocation and not a source of employment. Lagos State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Gbenga Motosho, gave this submission hard delivering a lecture titled Closing the generational gap between the old and young in Nigerian politics at the 13th convocation ceremony of Caleb University. Omotosho, who said while youth are endowed with vibrancy and passion for a better society, which has been proven as useful in political mobilization and sensitization, noted that there is a need for tutelage and experienced old Nigerians to enable the youth acquire the skills for politicking.
Bridging the generational gap between the old and young Nigerian politics is not merely a goal. It is imperative for our nation's progress. The young people need to become more involved in political parties, parliaments, political appointments, elections, and civic spaces as a matter of right, rather than of benevolence, as it sometimes suggested, and as part of the solution, rather than a problem to be solved by others.
The commissioner highlighted that youth in politics, both in the federal and state level, have continued to show their relevance, particularly those serving under the administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who have continued to perform excellently. Omotosho added that youth who will be relevant in nation building must be those ready to take responsibilities, live responsibly by repositioning themselves as agents of positive change in their communities and the country at large. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, says there is no plan to convert $30 billion domiciliary deposits to Nigeria. This is after reports emerged in the media that the federal government and the Apex Bank were considering the conversion of foreign currencies in domiciliary accounts of citizens to Naira to stabilize Nigeria's currency, which earlier this week recorded its worst performance in history. The CBN dismissed the report as fake news, urging the public to disregard such speculations. Now to the rest of the stories. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has suspended rerun elections in 20 polling units across Kano, Enugu, and Akwa Ibom State. INEC's National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Sam Olumekun, confirmed this in a statement issued in Abuja. Olumekun said the suspension of the ongoing rerun elections in specific constituencies was due to disruptions, irregularities, and abduction of election officials. He added that the suspension aligns with the provision of Section 24, subsection 3 of the Electoral Act 2022, urging security agencies to investigate the incidents. And the federal government says it is committed to taking immediate action to tackle poverty and unemployment. Minister of State for Labor and Employment, Nkiruka Onyejocha, said this during a meeting with top officials of the ministry in Abuja. She urged the ministry's leadership to adopt a private sector-driven approach, emphasizing efficiency and productivity in fulfilling the ministry's objectives. Onyejocha, who said a shift is essential to fulfilling the proposed achievement outlined in President Bola Tinubu's 8-point agenda, emphasized on the ministry's crucial role in achieving the president's agenda. In foreign news, a fuel emissions levy has taken effect in Ghana, sparking mixed reactions. The government now requires Ghanaians to pay an annual levy for the carbon emissions produced by their petrol or diesel-powered vehicles. Several citizens are opposing the charge, which they see as an added burden amid an ongoing economic crisis, but some leaders and environmental groups are endorsing it, saying it will cut the country's emission and help raise more revenue for the government. Ghana is the third African country to introduce a form of carbon tax after South Africa and Mauritius. The fee ranged from 75 Ghanaian cedis for motorized tricycles and motorcycles to 300 cedis for vehicles with a capacity of 3,000 cc or higher. In sport now, organizers of the English Top Flight Premier League have congratulated the quartet of Frank Onyeka, Calvin Bassey, Alex Iwobi, and Olaino for helping Nigeria reach the semi-finals of the 2023 AFCON. In Friday's quarterfinals, the Super Eagles edged Angola 1-0 thanks to Lukman Ademola's first half strike. The Eagles' win ended Angola's 9-game unbeaten run. In a post on its X page, the Premier League congratulated the players for their efforts. Iwobi, Oyeka, Bassi, and Aino all featured for Josep Pesera's side and were impressive in the encounter. Up next for the Eagles is a semi-final clash against South Africa or Cape Verde. And that's it on the news at 6, but just before we go, stay alive. Make use of pedestrian bridges where available. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, formerly Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Watch us live on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe and watch all our previous programs and news on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Did you know that's the Sanwo-Olu administration completed the renovation of the library at the State Criminal Investigation Department, Banti Yaba? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Government has provided assistive devices and essential resources for people with disabilities, PWDs, to ease their activities in the society as well as advancing their course in life. The Independent National Electoral Commission has suspended a rerun elections in 20 polling units across Kano, Enugu, and Akwa Ibom State. We also told you that the fuel emissions levy has taken effect in Ghana, sparking mixed reactions. The government now requires Ghanaians to pay an annual levy for the carbon emissions produced by their petrol or diesel-powered vehicles. In sport, organizers of the English Top Flight Premier League have congratulated the quartet of Frank Onyeka, Calvin Bassey, Alex Iwobi, and Olaino for helping Nigeria reach the semi-finals of the 2023 AFCON. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to Lagos Traffic Radio at lagosstate.gov.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adewale Oluokoroku. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Good evening.